Okay, brilliant. Right, Mel, lovely to meet you. This is a little interview about this um, film you're doing, Dear Mr. President, but I just wanted to set the stage quickly of how I found out about this. 3 weeks ago, I was watching News Trees, an open line show with Dave Rambo and Mark, and a lovely lady caller, the lights worker, phoned in, whose name was Carol. She said she worked with you, Mel, and you were making a film called Dear Mr. President, and you were looking for truthers around the globe. I don't say globe, I'd like to say world at the moment, just in case you know how things are, to make a short video under 45 seconds about how censorship had affected us. I'd had a few wines that evening. I did a video of about 1 minute 20 seconds, and I had no shirt on. You and Carol looked at the video and said you liked it, but could I redo it in under 45 seconds and get dressed? I sent in another video.
That's
I sent
true.
another video, and Carol said that was perfect. A few days later, I was watching you on a Truth Stream show with Joe, and you set that out really brilliantly for the first like 30 minutes. And then Carol joined in. Carol spoke about how all the truthers and some of them that were in a list that were coming on, my name was mentioned. And Carol basically said, Stu's News, he's from the UK, he's hilarious. The first video he sent me, he didn't have a shirt on, he's worse than Zelensky. So you
I
showed that.
remember that. I remember
Yeah,
that. Yes.
that was a brilliant show. So she showed that shirtless video and stuff a little bit later on, and I'm glad that one's not in it because the second one I did is so much more precise and to the point and stuff, and it's excellent.
Yes.
And it's that podcast that I have been sharing about with anyone that wants to watch since then. But obviously, I'm going to be wanting to share this one
Yeah.
from forwards. But that was an excellent podcast. So Mel, um, dear Mr. President, what's it all about? How's it going, etc., etc., etc.?
Well, it's going better than expected. We are waiting to hear back from Joe Hoff from Gateway Pundit. Carol is waiting to hear back, and she's going to keep poking him. Obviously, Trennis Evans, who is now working directly with Trump Jr. And has been retained by the Trump family to bring in a team of attorneys to fight what? You guessed it, free speech and the
Yes.
censorship. So I don't think, from a timely standpoint, I don't think you could hit a better, more precise bullseye than this documentary. I mean, can you imagine? At the same time, they're hiring somebody to fight free speech. The movie comes out to reinforce and say, yes, you're on the right track. Let's go.
I, I feel honoured to be part of it. It's you. I mean, there's people in this like Jason Q, Dylan Monroe. You'll see I've got Haley Webb there. I've got his Q map up there. Dave from News Trees and Lewis Herms, Josh Reed, Mark Atwood, Patriot Underground, Melissa Red Pill, to mention a few. And these are people I've been watching for a long, long time, sharing their information, and yeah, it's just great to be a part of it. Really.
Yeah, listen, I knew that, at some point I would see, because when I was doing podcasting early on and I had barely 8,000, 10,000 followers, I was getting 129,000 views on a video. And now that I got, hundreds of thousands of people following me on 7 different platforms, I can't get past bloody, like you would get. You down in the UK, you'd say bloody,
Yeah.
past 6,000, 7,000 views. That's like an incredible view, right? Now I'm stuck between 2,000 and 3,000 normally. I'm saying, what's wrong with this picture? Why are my numbers going backwards? I go into my back office, and you can only push a Sicilian so far until one of us is going to get pissed off, and someone's going to have to answer to somebody at some point. Now, I'm not saying that I'm almighty and powerful, but shit, for us to just lay down and roll over and allow these tech giants to do whatever they please, I say no. I think we hit a brick wall at this point, and they're going to find out about it, and they're going to find out about it by the people. I believe the people are going to resonate with this movie because they're going to say, "Wait a minute, they're right." I hit the notification bell. I'm not being notified. Why am I not allowed to watch Mel Carmine? Why am I not allowed to watch Stu? Why am I not allowed to watch Melissa Redpill? Why am I not allowed to watch, all these podcasters? And they're going to get pissed off. So, and if you think that this documentary is going to get them pissed off, The next documentary is going to get everybody royally pissed off because it has nothing to do with censorship, but I'm absolutely positive it's going to piss off everybody worldwide and everybody in America. And that's all I could tell you. When I release that, that means I'm like 75% done with the movie and no one will be able to copy it. And we're going to show the proof and you'll be mad as hell. And I can't tell you why.
Well, everyone needs to be pissed off, don't they? Because are they at that precipice yet? Most of them are nowhere near, are they?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and you know, I do say to people as well. I mean, it doesn't matter how big a voice you have. Everyone's got to start using their voice, even if it's a little bit. You
Yeah,
know,
you
if you,
know, and I've said this on every podcast, Stu. I've said this on every podcast, and I think you'll agree with me. It's not really too difficult to figure out. Everybody wants to complain this, that, and the other. Okay. This morning, I got a message saying, hey, Trump's going back on his word with central bank digital currencies. And I got all these people up in a frenzy, and they're all pissed off about, potentially central bank digital currency being a thing. I'm saying to myself, why are you even getting pissed off? Because it's basically a lack of education, a lack of knowledge. Okay. Because, see, for example, let's say this pen here is my wallet, right? I can store all my cryptocurrency on my wallet. If you are a vendor, whether you're a small vendor, a medium sized vendor, or a large vendor, and you put a sign on your door, say, I accept XRP, I accept XLM, I accept XDC, I accept Stronghold, I accept whatever, and you're willing to take payment in that monetary system, I don't need a central bank digital currency to be utilized as a bridge that we don't need because these things are all bridges and they all work perfectly fine. I could pay you directly. Right?
exactly.
So
Yeah,
why even get pissed off about something that's a non-issue? The bankers know that they're done, right? We don't even need to make a documentary about this one. The only thing we need to do is get our cell phones, show people how to log into their wallets and how to pay the vendors, show the vendors how to receive the money, and one teaches one who teaches one who teaches one who teaches one. Next thing you know, the whole world knows how to pay and receive payment, okay, without using the bloody banks, and we're done.
exactly. I mean, pretty much everyone I know who's been paying attention, or whether they get into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, XRP, or whatever they want to do, gold, silver, precious metals and stuff like that. It matters not to any of these people about central bank digital currencies because I'm not getting involved in that.
Exactly. So to me, that's a non-issue. I'm not even going to get pissed off about that because you could set up your bank, you could set up your central bank digital currency, but I'm going to go around you. Why? Because Mel Carmine happens to be his own bank. I know how to pay people directly from my wallet, and I could teach people how to receive payments directly to their wallet. And if we get a bunch of us, and I know that I'm not the only smart guy in the world, right? There's a lot of smart guys like me out there that can teach one who teaches one who teaches one. Next thing you know, boom, billions of people around the world know how to pay each other and receive money without using the central bank digital currencies. And the central bank's digital currencies and the central banks themselves will automatically disappear and get the hell out of our balls once and for all.
exactly. I mean, it's just it's like Trump talking about the jab, isn't it?
Right.
How many people that were clued up when Trump said, "Oh, have the jab," didn't go anywhere near it.
Exactly.
Because you've already done your homework.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
my first question was, hey, can I get this thing out of my body if I don't want it? No. Okay, then I don't want it.
no,
Simple. Right?
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's mandated. It's mandated by the government. Mandate is a very strong word, but mandate is not a law.
no, exactly.
Right? It's all fear tactics. They bamboozled us with language.
Yeah,
And now we
exactly.
got to learn what their language is, how they bamboozled us, and untangle this crazy web.
Here in the UK, if you did your research during that COVID time, on all governmental websites and things like that, if you do a dig, you had a get out clause from all of it. You didn't have to wear a mask if you said I was exempt. You didn't have to do these certain things. Mandate is not a law, as you say.
Sure.
It's educating yourself. And
Exactly.
when you live in love, not fear,
Right.
the
Exactly.
changes.
I never lived in fear. My mom always taught us to be fearless. And
Exactly.
yeah.
I think the main thing with that is everyone's scared of dying, and when you lose that fear of dying, you start to live.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know,
And we're going to start living real soon because you know what? The reason why there's this distraction with Epstein, which I believe is an important situation. But I believe everything has its right proper timing. It's not time to serve that wine yet.
Oh,
It's not
exactly. I
time.
think Russiagate will be coming out long before that. Election
Right
into
now, they want to distract people to let them know that XRP just hit 365 yesterday and it's about to break all-time high, and they don't want you to own it, so they distract you with the guy with the island and the bullshit.
yeah, of
Right?
course. Most of what we're seeing is distraction. 80% covert.
Exactly. I'm saying pay attention to the money. That will come at the right time. Right now, it's not the time. Right now, it's the time for you to get rich. You know why? Because if I could get 100 million people to become billionaires and these guys rise their heads up and I call on you guys, say, hey, we need to all chip in $1 million. Boom. Now, who's got the power?
Exactly.
You understand? And that's what they're afraid of.
Yeah, well,
They're afraid of the fact that you finding out that if your body can charge the cells to 90 millivolts, that you could live to 1,000 years old. Gee, they don't want you to know that if you eat super organic foods, that you can live a very long, healthy, painless life, no joint pain, no nothing. Right? They don't want you to know about staying alive in Cape Canaveral, because if you come there, the machines provide the frequency, and then your body reads that frequency, and the body what becomes 90 millivolts. Your cells charged, and our bodies are like Tesla driving machines. When you drive 500 miles, you got to pull over and charge somewhere. Same thing with us. When you're using up energy, you got to stop and you got to go into something to plug in, because our body are electric. I could prove that all day long. Why? Because the pacemaker, for example, that they install in your right is what? Electric. But they don't want you to know that. Okay? So when you come into our system and you stay there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, you have to, it's long term. I wish I could tell you, you come there for 2 hours and your cells are automatically optimized to 90 millivolts. No. It might take a week, might take 2 weeks, right? Boom.
Is this a system that Dr. Sandra Michael?
Right. Yeah, that's the system that she stole. She's not the inventor, and she's
Right.
not a doctor. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it at that. We'll leave that. We'll open up that kind of worms on another day.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, of
But
course.
the technology is very real. The technology works. Okay. But when you come into that system and your cells optimize to 90 millivolts, guess what your body has to do? It has no choice. It has to repair itself. And we've had people that come into our system, for example, and the doctors basically send them home to die. They have that thing that starts with a C and ends with an R. Okay. And they come in our system, they're stage 4, and they don't, according to the doctors, they won't last a week or two. Okay. And they come in our system and they're literally in bad shape. And 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, these people come back to life. 6 weeks later, they go to their oncologist and they said, you are CR free.
Beautiful.
That's what we do. We're 70% cheaper than everybody else, but you're not allowed to know about that. You're not allowed to know about that, because if you know about that, it goes against the status quo. And then, because they want you on these psychotropic, petroleum-based drugs that do absolutely nothing for you except for keep you in a zombified state. See, I'm fighting them on all fronts. I want you guys healthy. I want you guys wealthy. I want your minds sharp. I want you guys to become billionaires, because I might have to call on you, say, hey, we need to chip in $1 million each or $10 million each. We got a problem here, and we're going to address that problem. You can't allow the government to hold your hand from cradle to grave.
No.
We got to take matters into our own hands. And I'm a thorn in their side. I'm one of the most stifled guys. I hate to even, obviously, Ted Nugent, who we're negotiating through intermediaries right now. Hopefully, he's going to be part of this documentary.
Yeah.
He's a poster child for patriotism, for crying out loud. He needs to be in this thing, right? So if we could get like a Ted Nugent to come on board, this thing is going to blow up big time. Why? Because Ted Nugent, even though Mel Carmine is not a guitar player, and I didn't fill up, 9,000 stadiums with 70,000 people, okay? Mel Carmine is in the same page as Ted Nugent, the guy that fills up 9,000 stadiums throughout his freaking career, can't get past 6,000 views? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy shit.
Right? So we got to put an end to this. So if I tell you about staying, like, I'll give you an example. I took out ads, right, for my Staying Alive business center, business in my center in Cape Canaveral. On YouTube, people crying said I had stage 4 CR.
Yeah.
I had stage 3 crying. Said I went to one of these systems and 2 weeks later, it wasn't there anymore. Do you know that I was paying YouTube $50 a day to show that ad? That ad was never being shown. They were sending me fucking robots. They were showing me. They were sending me bots to my to my website to give me the
Wow.
fucking illusion that I was getting visited
How long did that go on
for 3 months.
Fuck me.
Thousands and thousands of dollars thrown into the garbage. You see, how much can you push this Sicilian before this Sicilian gets fucking pissed off and is going to do something about it and going to start recruiting people who have, massive audiences, and we're going to come at you. We got to do it now because Trump is in office, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right? Hopefully we get Trump. We either get Trump Jr. or Eric Trump after Trump. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
Sure.
a week from today, I think we're going to have a second. We're going to have a third screening. This will be the third cut of the documentary. I would like to invite you if you're available. Get the information from Carol,
Yeah.
and she'll invite you for a private screening. This way, you'll get to see yourself in the documentary before it gets released to the masses. Because listen, I'm open for criticism. It's as perfect as I think as it's ever going to be on the third cut, and maybe some minor tweaks, and we're ready to go. However, is there always something that you can't see that someone else could see? And I'm open for criticism. We've already made the changes. We had a screening 2 days ago. Everybody was flabbergasted. They loved it. They said, yeah, but change 1, 2, and 3. These 3 things. Perfect. There was a part where I said, it will spread faster than crabs in a whorehouse. You can't have that if you're talking to the president of the United States. I know that. It was funny, right? But I said, listen, when I sent them the message, you're invited, I says, listen, by the way, crabs in a whorehouse is on the chopping block.
I think you get away with it with Trump, though. Depending on which Trump you're talking to, of course.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but anyway, needless to say, so, you're not allowed to make money if you're a patriot. You're not allowed to have technology that allows your body to heal itself from every freaking disease known to mankind. You're not allowed to tell people about XRP because you can get rich. So getting rich, getting healthy are 2 things that are big no-nos on their agenda. Okay? When you got COVID, why did they have everybody stand 6 feet apart? Do you know why?
What? Go on, tell me.
6, 6.
Oh,
6.
yes.
Got it?
No, I've got a great video.
When they bury you, how many feet do they put you under? 6 feet under. Everything is all, it's all programmed. It's all programmed.
Great video. One of our doctors in the UK, Dr. Hilary Jones, he's on TV going, repeat this rule: 6, 6, 6.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was just so blatantly in people's faces that, a lot of people woke up. Most people I know now wouldn't go anywhere near a hospital unless they needed a life-saving accident.
Yep. Let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen for your audience.
Are you going to show the trailers?
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
You've got 2, haven't you?
Yeah, we did 2 of them. This is the second one. I don't know if you saw the second one.
Yeah, I've seen both. I've got both saved.
Yeah, when you're out in the airwaves, Stu, make sure that you show the trailer. I want you guys that are in the movie, that have already been selected to be in the movie, to know who those people are so that you can interview each other about being in the movie, etc. And let's get it out. Most important thing right now that we're looking for before I play the trailer is we're looking for large groups, whether it's a corporation, a motorcycle club, it don't matter. If you want to show the movie 5 or 6 days or a week before it comes out to the general public, worldwide, the movie's free of charge, by the way. I'm trying to make a lot of money, right? Free. It's costing me a lot of money. But anyway, needless to say, I want to try to recruit as many independent movie theaters to call us, or not call us, but send us a text message to 786-704-8817, 786-704-8817. You send us a text message there, say, yeah, I own a movie theater in Manhattan. I own a movie theater in Miami. I own a movie theater in Los Angeles, whatever. You contact me. I'll put you in touch with Elisa, who's one of my other co-producers, and we'll get that going as well. So we'll send you a link where you can download the most highest resolution of the documentary 5 days or 7 days before it gets released to the rest of the world. The only thing is you have to show the movie free of charge. They can consume, a popcorn or a personal pizza, a soda pop, whatever, but the movie's got to be shown for free. We're not making them. We want this thing to grow legs. Period. End of
Is
story.
is there an area for people in the UK? What's the area code? The international
Yeah, it's
number to
plus
put in
one.
front of
Yeah,
plus
plus
one.
one 786-704-8817. Anybody in the world, yeah, if there's movie theaters in UK that want to show the movie, absolutely, 100%.
Good.
Okay.
Nice 17 at the end of that.
Yeah, or they can also contact us via email at
Yeah.
qfs1776 at Gmail. qfs1776 at Gmail, saying we would like to show you movie in our movie theater. Boom, well, let's do it.
Okay. Lovely.
All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. Tell me if you could hear it. All right, and see it. Give me a second.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
can
so,
see it.
okay.
Dear Mr. President.
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 Dear Mr. President, when did freedom of speech become a crime? In the land of the free, voices are vanishing, opinions are policed, truth is under fire. They say it's about safety, I say it's about silence. Who's watching the watchmen? Who's filtering your feed? Who benefits from your silence? From the classroom to the newsroom, from Silicon Valley to Washington, D.C., who decides what you can say?
Censorship.
Censorship. Censorship.
The censorship.
Censorship. It's a much bigger threat to democracy than anything that we've seen in this country in the last 4 years, in the last 40 years.
Our First Amendment is under assault, not just by big tech, but by government agencies. Voices are being silenced.
A world without censorship would mean we can freely expose the elections and, of course, child trafficking. I believe the American spirit would kick in if they had access to the real information.
We've had channels taken down from nearly every form of social media. We knew when you uttered the term fake news that you were up to something different. We're honored to contribute to this documentary on censorship.
I have only one thing to ask. I just only want to see some accountability from somebody. Just pull that pin and throw that grenade already, buddy. That's all every American wants to see, is just some accountability for the crimes against us all. Thank you, sir. And long live the Republic.
It's very punchy. It's very powerful. You know what I mean?
Great. It's great having Jesse on the end of that because he's certainly made a big impact, hasn't he? General Sherman.
Absolutely correct. Let me exit that. Let me exit a couple of things. And I want to show you something to prove my point, because there is, I put people in charge of stuff because this thing is a beast. I don't have time to do it all. There's no way that one person is going to be able to do editing, promotions, trying to find movie theaters, everything that I do, run Telegram channels, run 7 platforms on social media. It's an impossibility, right? So yesterday, let me see if I can pull it up here. I know my wife sent it to me. Maybe she didn't send it to me here. Maybe she sent it to me somewhere else. Let me see. This is absolutely ridiculous, but there's a company out there called EIN Press Wire or something like that. and I'm trying to find the email that they actually sent us. Maybe it's in my email. Let me check. EIN press. Let me see. Let me see if we got it. No, I can't find it. I'll have to queue it up better. And Amber could hopefully send that to my Telegram, and that'll be easier for me to pull up. But
Okay.
it's definitely not here. But I know she sent it to me on one of my either, regular text or WhatsApp, but it's definitely not on my Telegram. But anyway, long story short, this company, I'm going to pull them up because I think we're going to expose them anyway. Press release outlets. Okay, they're usually the first ones that come up. Here we go. And I'm gonna show my window. I'm gonna show my window because I want to expose these people. These people are not patriots. They're against the status quo. All right. And tell me if you could see my screen here real quick.
Not yet.
All right. And here we go. Can you
Yeah.
see my screen?
Yeah.
EIN Presswire. We put together a very professional email, or rather press release. We sent it to them internally through their website. If you see this website, don't waste your time if you're a patriot trying to promote something that goes against the grain because it's going to get kicked back. These people are part of these communist bastards, these Marxist assholes have infiltrated every aspect of our fucking lives. They're in our school system. They're at motor vehicles. They're in the government. They're in websites like Facebook and YouTube and all. You can't turn left or right. They've taken over. All right, and so I said, now this is the biggest press release company out there, and I know that I could reach 179 million outlets with them, and just because of the fact that we're promoting DearMrPresident.net, the actual right. Even if I wrote the most perfect, that goes, according to their instructions, right? And I submitted it, but I would have, let's say, for example, DearMrPresident.net, and they would click on that link and go to the website.
Yeah.
They would still kick it back. So, and I told my co-producer Elisa and my wife, I said, it's going to get kicked back. You'll see. So I tried doing business with them before, and this is when we have the Quantum Summit. Same thing. That press release never got released. So now we're looking for other press release companies to get it out there, and we will get it out there. Why? They're afraid that something like this, because it has to do with the most popular man in the world under God, Donald J. Trump, right? That this thing is going to grow massive legs. And it will, because we're going to use another press release company that's more patriot friendly, and we're still going to get to Rome. There's more than one road that leads to Rome.
Do you know who's behind that press company, who the owners are and stuff?
What's that?
Do you know who's behind that EIN press company? Who's behind them? Who owns them?
Oh, who owns them? I don't know, but it's definitely clearly a Marxist organization because it says no politically charged press releases. So are we politically charged? I guess we are, because we're dealing with free speech and we're not allowed to talk. Why? Because we're a bunch of peasants, aren't we? You don't have any rights to speak, Stu.
Well, we're certainly dangerous to them, aren't we?
Oh, you know it. You know it. And we're going to change this. Come hell over hot water. So if you go to DearMrPresident.net, do me a favor and opt in. This way you could be one of the first people to receive the information, letting you know that, hey, the movie's about to get released in 5 days or 6 days or what have you. Or if you are, like I said, if you're a movie theater, contact us personally. The information's in the video earlier, and we'll get you the link so you get the highest resolution. Okay, you can't sell gold or silver either, by the way. You know why? Because if you contact carminesgold.com and I get you some silver, you might get rich. You can't get rich, Stu. So we're being stopped at every look. If Stu's show is good enough to get to 1 million followers under normal circumstances, a level playing field, no bumps in the road, right? And you can only get to 100,000, and that 100,000 doesn't even get your notifications and you're getting 5 or 6,000 views when you should be getting a lot more when you have 100,000 views, 100,000 followers, right? What does that mean? That means they're stealing 90% of your money, not just 90% of your audience.
Well, I mean, my TikTok account was my biggest, where I started getting the most views and stuff that I could actually see. And even those videos, I was getting warnings. They were muting me talking and stuff like that. You know, they were hiding them from people's view and stuff like that. And I was getting, thousands and thousands. I'd upload something, I'd look again 2 minutes later, I'd have hundreds of views. And I was getting really excited about it. And then I just shut that down one day. And it's so demoralising to keep going,
Yeah,
but I keep
exactly.
going, on certain channels.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, there was a point there where I really slowed down, and I'm still slowed down compared to it was, 8 months ago, a year ago. I was producing 2 shows a day, sometimes 3 shows a day. And I'm saying, why am I trying to go so fast when somebody else is in charge of the treadmill?
yeah,
I can't run faster than the treadmill,
that's right.
right? So I'm stuck ass, as we say in New York. So I said, let me take it way down. Let me come up with a good plan to fight these guys. And here we are. 3 days after Trump was elected, we immediately started to get to work and started to, brainstorm ideas. And we thought we were going to write a letter that was going to become an audio. And we thought that either one or both would end up on his desk. And then said, fuck it. Why don't we just do a documentary? Now, I never done a documentary in my life.
Yeah.
And I hate to tell you, a lot of the podcasters, which I'm fighting for, I know there's a lot of backstabbing and there's a lot of hatred going, and there's a lot of podcasters that think that the 8.2 billion people belong to them, and they don't want to share those people with you because they got a channel that's got 152,000 people. You got a channel that's got 83,000 people, and they're a little bit bigger than you, so they don't want to expose you because you have too much charisma. And if you have too much charisma, you might steal some of their people.
Yeah,
that's the chicken brain mentality we're fucking dealing with out here, Stu.
Well, there's a lot of patriots out there, isn't there? And I don't give a fuck about any of that. All I want, I mean, even gold, silver, crypto and all that. If the truth comes out, the world wakes up and all the criminals get arrested, I'm going to be a rich man anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you own XRP?
I do.
Awesome. Yeah. Smart man.
Yeah, I've got XRP, a few other of those ISO 222 coins, a few precious metals and stuff. I'm sorted. I've had a 10 days of darkness food shop for 4 years.
Good for you. Good for you.
So yeah, me and the people that listen to me, we're all prepared. A lot of people though, Mel, are blackpilling at the moment who the trouble is the people that are taking the black pills are the people that don't put in the research work.
Yeah.
They're falling for clickbait memes and sort of all sorts of stuff.
Totally. I totally agree. Now,
they take something Trump says as completely literal speak. Then don't look into that.
Brother, I'm not a bootlicker. I'm not going to lick Donald Trump's boots. I like Donald Trump so far. He's done a lot of things right, but if he does one thing wrong, Mel Carmine is going to call you. He's going to call you out. I don't give a shit who you are, how many billions you are. I don't give a fuck that you're the president of the United States. In this country here, listen, this country needs to be a role model for the rest of the world. And right now, we're at a juncture that we don't have the luxury to fuck up one thing.
No.
Because you can't be a good role model and get 99% of it right and 1% of it wrong. You got to get it all right.
That's why the 16-year plan to take down America was to take down the whole world.
Exactly.
Exactly. And let's hope this, these people behind the scenes and Trump and whatever Q and White Hats and all that are reversing all this. And there's a lot we haven't seen. But this is something that really annoys me. The people that say, oh, trust the plan and stuff like that. We, the people, are the plan. Trump said in 2017 in that speech, we're giving the power back to you, the people. And the people have done fucking nothing with it. Well, some of us have, obviously.
Because they're complacent. They want God to, open up. God says, I'll help you if you help yourself.
Exactly. And that's why I think people are going to, this precipice moment and scare necessary event, potentially, is going to scare the fucking life out of people. But maybe that's what's necessary.
Listen, I don't think you could wake up these people with MC4 explosives and dynamite. So the people who have not woken up at this point, we cannot waste any more energy on them. I can't. I've been telling people to buy XRP when it was 29 cents, when it was 19 cents, when it was 17 cents, when it was 12 cents, when it was 3 cents. Now, because it hit the 365, it's their emergency must become my emergency, and I must tell them that, hey, I got to call my brokers and tell them to stop whatever they're doing because I got a customer with $10,000 or $20,000, and you got to stop because they're late to the party and they want you to stop everything to get them their XRP. That's not the way life works.
No, I mean, I'm not really a fan of Bitcoin now. I had some to start with. I've moved it about and done other things. But I was telling people to buy Bitcoin when it was £40.
Wow. 14.
40.
40.
So that's about 55, $60, something like that, I think.
Yeah.
And that was, I was getting laughed at.
Yeah.
Well,
I got people texting me at 786-704-8817 saying, Mel, I need to buy XRP. I need to buy it now because it hit 365 yesterday. They want it now. Can you put me through your brokers, your international brokers? Yeah, of course I can. But now you got to take a number and wait in line like a good little boy, a good little girl, because now there's a mad rush to get to the XRP. Because now they see the writing on the wall. They start to pay attention to some news, and it all lines up with, hey, this liquidity thing's about to get turned on. Yeah, we've been trying to tell you that for 5 years, 6 years.
I say to people, well, I would rather be 17 years too early and laughed at than one day too late. Hey.
Yeah. Exactly. So, look, there's a whole new class of wealthy people coming. If I can have my cake and eat it too, they're going to be also extremely healthy. Look, we got, you know what telomeres are? Are you familiar with telomeres?
No, I've heard of them. You have to refresh me.
Telomeres are your body biological clock. When your telomeres get shorter and shorter and shorter and they disappear, you disappear, you're dead. Yeah. If you are inside a technology like the one in Staying Alive with 2 E's, by the way, 2 E's because the other one belongs to the Bee Gees, okay? So if you're in that frequency and you send in a blood work to a Houston blood lab, okay? This is what happened with this lady, Julie. I won't mention her last name. She's from down in Brickell. Hi, Julie. Anyway, Julie is a very well-to-do lady. She's got a lot of money. But she, like all billionaires, they all like a good bargain. And she comes up to me. She passes up 18 or 20 centers. Why? Because I'm 70% cheaper than everybody else. She slept there for an entire month. She sent in the blood work before she got there, and she got the results before and after. Her telomeres went up by 23%. For crying out loud, we got it on laminated paper. You could call the lab for yourself. You could do the test yourself. There's an email address. There's a telephone number. Set up your own 23%. That means your life expectancy just grew by 23%. Hello, is anybody home? That's what we have. This is what they're afraid of.
Yeah, so much stuff has been hidden from us. Well, I mean, we've hear about these 6,000 patents that have been hidden from humanity for, generations.
Yeah, exactly. They got this guy, Stephen L. Klaus, who is the CEO. He's the general of Air Force Space Force. He's in front of a podium talking to
Stephen Quast.
Yes, you saw the video?
Yeah. I've watched him in many interviews, yeah.
He's talking to a bunch of guys, right, at a college, saying, we got the pieces on the working bench. We could build machines right now that could take you anywhere on Earth to anywhere else on Earth in less than an hour. No, we've had it for a long time.
Yes, yeah.
He can't tell you that because some of you chicken brains, it might explode.
Do you think he's telling people that this is part of the reveal of what they've already got that's been hidden?
Yeah, they know it all, bro. They got technology.
Because he's talking about as well, isn't he? Wireless charging from satellites or whatever it is up there. Free energy
technology,
Tesla,
flying machines, all of it. And this is a guy that's not a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Some guy that saw a UFO while he's out on a picnic with his wife. This is the general who runs fucking Space Force. Hello.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I've seen lots of him. He's always on Badlands Media and things and following people about, but he's a very, very intelligent man.
Incredibly intelligent, but he's got to deliver the message in such a way that people don't panic.
Yeah, well, I think he's part of that team that's delivering that message there. Flynn's doing it in this way, other people are doing it in that way, whatever. And we all know some could be good and some could be bad, and some that are bad could be good. That's yet to see. What makes a good movie? Great actors. But we've got to keep our eyes on, haven't we? And like I say,
100%.
like you said about Trump, I love
100%.
Trump. He is the biggest truth on the planet, but I don't worship Trump. I
No.
kneel only to God.
No.
God wins,
Yeah.
I want to see Trump's face on Mount Rushmore,
Yeah. Absolutely.
But at the moment,
But he's got to deserve it.
Yes,
by your merits, we shall judge you, right?
Exactly. Well,
Nobody just gets their face on the side of Rushmore Mount Rushmore, but you got to deserve to be there. And and that means no central bank digital currency, Mr. Trump.
Yeah.
Zero.
Totally agree with you.
Send these banks home packing. Mel Carmine, my wife, and a lot of smart people out there, and I'm sure Stu, if he doesn't know, we could train him in about 20 minutes. He'll be a genius too. Okay, Genius Act, right? There'll be a lot of geniuses out there that could teach others, who will teach others, and next thing you know, the banks are going to have to go away because we could pay each other peer to peer, peer to peer, peer to peer. Look it up.
Exactly.
Brother, thank you for having me. You're awesome.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's lovely chatting with you. I feel honoured to be part of this. Can you just finish? Can you just, anyone that is blackpilling or feeling down or anything like that, just give a message of love and hope to them, can you?
Absolutely.
What just comes to mind?
Well, stay focused, stay grounded, eat the right foods, keep your eye on the ball. Don't worry about Epstein. We'll deal with that at the right time. Go get yourself some XRP. If you live in Florida, come charge your body at stayingalive.com, alive with 2 E's, and relax. And treat it as if it's never going to happen. This quantum financial system, treat it as, I'm always hustling, trying to make money. I got involved with something where artificial intelligence with cryptocurrency, we're betting on sports while I sleep, and I wake up and I make money. So artificial intelligence could be good or it could be bad. I could tell you it's very good for Mel Carmine. You know why? Because when this robot that's been in action for 2.5 years, and we're not even allowed to advertise the name of the company, it's illegal. Okay. When this robot that's been in existence for almost 2.5, 3 years has never made a losing bet. It's programmed not to make a losing bet. Right. And I wake up and I got money coming in every day. I don't give a shit how it works. I know it's working. I understand it, but I can't explain it. Right? And so I'm always looking for opportunities I treat the quantum financial system, this wealth transfer, as if it's never going to happen. You know why? Because Mel only counts on Mel's token. The Mel token cashes every day. Cash flow. You know why?
Brilliant.
Because when that day comes, you'll know, because I might shut down these channels in 1 second, go boom. You might still see me around because there'll be a lot of people that enjoy what they do, and they'll call me and say, Mel, you want to come on my show? Absolutely. Let's do it. And I'll be doing it from the middle of the woods somewhere while I'm shooting my, 50 calibers or 9mm or whatever.
Yeah. I think a lot of people want to do that. But just quickly, have you got any healing centres in the UK?
Do I have any what?
Healing centres in the UK.
There are healing centers in the UK. I can have my staff reach out to you, and I could get you those locations. I think there is. My friend's got one in Scotland. How far is Scotland from you?
Right up the other end of the country.
It's far?
It's about, I don't know how long the country is, 600, 800 miles, something like that.
I got a friend of mine he's a lovely man. Absolutely.
We are
Craig and Elizabeth.
If you look at the UK, I am the closest bit of the UK to the closest bit of France. The Channel Tunnel, where you go across from France to England. That's where we are in England.
Okay. Yeah, I could definitely put you in touch. I'm sure he'll know where all the centers are located in the UK and Scotland.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I could definitely put you in touch with him.
Brilliant. All right.
Brother, it was a pleasure. I'm going to hit the pause button. You can hit the pause button on your end. I'm going to hold you off for a little bit. Guys, Get this out there. You know the algorithms are still messing with us. This war is just getting started. Okay, it's not won yet. Hopefully, with a little bit of luck, this video and a lot of these videos end up on Donald Trump's desk, and they'll realize that the podcasters have hit the boiling point. And this is what happens when you hit the boiling point. You get one of the podcasters happen to be Sicilian who doesn't take any shit, and I start to recruit an army, and we'll see. Someone's going to win, someone's going to lose, and I don't lose.
Beautiful.
Thank you, guys.